Hi everyone, if you haven't seen our intro video, let us introduce ourselves. My name's Katie.
I'm Hayley.
We are the Disney Twins UK and we basically just love all things Disney and going to Disney and everything Disney. So we have got a little bit of exciting news that we wanted to share with you guys.
We're going to Disney World next month in December. We have been lucky enough to already have visited Disney World this year. We went in April for the Easter break. We had an amazing time. So this is kind of a bit of a bonus trip to Disney World. We also went to Disneyland Paris in the summer as well, but we do feel Disney World in Orlando is kind of our home park. We absolutely love it there, and we got the opportunity to go and be there for our birthday, which is really, really exciting. And not only that, we also get to see all the amazing Christmas events and things that are happening there as well. So super excited. Probably going to be a one-off Christmas trip. We do like to go in the spring, but it's just going to be great to experience. And hopefully if you subscribe to our channel and also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, then you'll get to see what we get up to when we go.
Yeah, so basically, like Hayley said, it was pretty much a last minute decision to go for sort of an extra bonus trip in December for our birthday. And Virgin Holidays have had a sale on. They had a sale on sort of for a while, and we sort of were contemplating it when we came back from Disneyland Paris, and we just weren't too sure, and we weren't sort of sure if we could do it sort of a little bit cheaper than how we usually do it for our big trips. And basically we just went, why not? We're just going to book it. So we are going with Virgin Holidays this time. We've done a package through them, and we have booked sort of direct before. So we've booked our hotels through Disney direct before. We booked including the park passes with Disney, and then we've booked Virgin Atlantic flights to go with them. Obviously you get the Magical Express for free if you stay in a Disney resort, no matter who you book it through. So that's a transfer sorted anyway. We have done a package through Virgin before. Usually when they have a sale on, if you wait long enough, they'll do sort of an extra discount off their sale as well, which is how we got it cheaper last time. We always recommend comparing all of your prices. It really isn't hard to book everything direct and just do it all yourself. We don't feel like we need to go through a travel agent. It literally is whoever is cheaper. So for this trip, the Disney Direct didn't seem to have the All-Star Resorts, which is a value resorts, available, and they seem to be sold out for some reason, although they were available on Virgin Holidays. So that's basically how Virgin Holidays were coming up cheapest, because Disney only had their moderate and up resorts left. So we are staying at Disney's All-Star Sports Resort. We have stayed there before. That's actually where we stayed in April this year. We really enjoyed it. We love all the value resorts. We've stayed at All-Star Movies before, and we've done Art of Animation. To us, it sort of, I don't think that sort of, we don't need anywhere too fancy or too plush, because we genuinely don't spend that much time in our room. I think that's one thing that sort of like people sort of underestimate how much time they're going to be out of the room, and we don't spend that much time in a resort, but we really love it because it's all the Disney theming. It's really in your face, and as you can probably tell, we're all for the big Disney theming. So we love All-Star Sports. It's a nice little resort. It's a really handy location. Obviously, if you stay anywhere on Disney property, you're going to get amazing customer service. We've definitely found that in the past as well. So we're super excited to be going back to All-Star Sports.
Yeah. We have kind of splurged a little bit. We've saved getting our package through Disney through Virgin because of the sale, but we kind of had to splurge a little bit because we are doing a couple of hard ticket events this time, which is really exciting, but it does add an extra cost. So when we get back, we're going to put some reviews on there to tell you whether, in our opinion, whether we found that it was value for money, what we enjoyed. We have done a hard ticket event before, but that was at Disneyland Paris last year for their Halloween party. But because we are at Disney World for Christmas, we are doing Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which they have different dates throughout. I think they're starting, the first one's going to be on the 7th of November, I think, and then it's on different nights between obviously then and leading up to actual Christmas. I think maybe it starts just before it really gets into Christmas. We're kind of going there kind of towards the end of it, so the price is a little bit more expensive. I think it does start off a little bit cheaper if you were around in kind of November time, but the closer it gets to Christmas, I think the price slightly changes. We didn't get our tickets through Disney for this. We actually bought them through Floriditix, which we've used before and we found them really, really great. Sometimes they do weekends where they'll just have a discount weekend. So that's actually what happened this time. So they had a discount weekend and their prices were coming up the cheapest out of everywhere that we looked. And it was actually £81 each.
Yeah, so we're paying £81 for the date that we're going. Obviously, if you go in November, it was slightly cheaper, so it does all depend on your dates. But we actually think sort of like, £81 for this event is actually sort of going to be worthwhile. Like we said, we'll check back and see if we thought it was, but it's just sort of like, I think even as a one-off experience, that it's just going to be so magical. There is lots of free snacks included as well. Obviously with the Halloween party, it's all sort of, you do trick or treating, so you get sort of like the chocolate bars and things like that. With the Christmas party, it tends to be more on the side of the cookies and the hot chocolates and that sort of thing, and there's tons of extra stuff going on that's just for the Christmas parties. So I know there's a very special dance party happening, there'll be a parade, there'll be the Christmas version of the Wishes sort of fireworks, and then loads of meet and greets where the characters are in their sort of like Christmas outfits, and specific meet and greets that aren't available all the time as well. So we're really looking forward to that party. It's going to be so much fun. We also got another hard ticket event. Basically, one thing we have found, the difference between going at a super busy time around Easter to going sort of like December time, is that the opening hours aren't quite as long as they were for December as they were when we went at Easter. So on the sort of our first full day, if you like, there aren't really any extra morning, sort of extra magic hours in the morning. There's no part that's opening before 9 o'clock basically on the first day. Now, if you have been before, and if you are anything like us, you will know that first morning you are going to be awake at a stupid o'clock in the morning. We tend to wake at around 4:30, and we pretty much want to get up and we want to get straight to the park. So if none of the parks open until 9 o'clock, we were kind of wondering what we were going to be doing with ourselves. And then we found out that there is actually a hard ticket event happening on that morning. I think it happens a couple of times a week. And it is a hard ticket event for the new Toy Story Land, which obviously has just opened. It opened right after we got back, basically, and we haven't seen it yet. So this ticket, it's called the Early Morning Magic. So basically what happens is you basically get to go into the park early, and you have, and I think it's about an hour and a half where you basically get to ride all of Toy Story without sort of regular guests there. So they try and make it where it's sort of limited availability so that you don't get those crowds that you're going to see sort of later on in the day. Also included is breakfast. So we actually, the first time we tried to get these tickets, they were sold out for the 7:30 reservation, which basically means that 7:30 just that area of the park opens, the Toy Story Land area, and those with a ticket can go in, ride all the rides, and then obviously at 9 o'clock the usual guests are going to come in and they're going to join you as well. So then until 10 o'clock you can go and get that included breakfast. Now, like we said, that was completely sold out when we tried to get tickets, and we were sort of really disappointed because we knew that would be perfect and a really good way of making the most of our time on that first morning when we know we're going to be up so early anyway. And then they released another time sort of for the reservation, so they had a 7 o'clock slot. Now, the Toy Story Land still opens at 7:30 regardless of whether you've got a 7:30 reservation or a 7 reservation. What that means is if you've got the 7 reservation, you go in at 7, and get your breakfast, and then at 7:30 you join the other guests and you can basically ride all the rides and do the meet and greets in Toy Story Land. So basically that's what we'll be doing. We'll be going, getting some breakfast and then getting in there and doing as much as we can before 9 o'clock when the other guests arrive. But those other guests who have the 7:30 reservation can go anytime up till 10 a.m. I think for their breakfast. So we're really excited because obviously we've been waiting for this land to open for a good few years. And we love all things Toy Story. We love going to see Woody and Buzz, and it'll be really cute as well because Buzz has got his own meet and greet now, and Woody and Jessie have got sort of like a partner meet and greet, so that's going to be cute. And that is all going to be open on that morning for the early morning magic. So we've booked that through Disney. It actually comes up as a reservation. So what we did, we searched for it on the My Disney Experience, and then you can select a date, and then it'll say whether the reservation time is available on that date or not. So we had to book that direct through Disney, and we had to prepay for that. So if you're prepaying using the My Disney Experience, it tends to be that you have to pay in dollars. For that. So what we do is we just load a prepay card, currency card, and then we paid for it that way. So that actually worked out, I think after tax, it was just over $84 each. So yeah, we'll hopefully come back to you and let you know whether or not we think it was worth it. Obviously, it's maximising our time, it's getting to see Toy Story Land without all the crowds and hopefully less queues, and also that's breakfast included, so that's why we decided that we were happy to pay sort of like that $80 mark to get that hard ticket. So that's another thing that we're going to be experiencing for the very first time on our next trip.
We tend not to book too many table service dining plans on our table service dining, because we generally don't have the dining plan. We have booked to go to Disney World again next year, and we've done an offer where we got the free dining, and that will obviously only be quick service. We're staying in a moderate resort and we haven't done the upgrade. But we do like to book 1 or 2 really nice sit-down meals, usually character but not always, and just some really nice ones, so we don't have to go crazy, and kind of, especially considering we missed our 180-day advanced dining reservation mark, it was a bit more last minute. So the one table service dining that we really wanted to do, that we do each time that we're at the Magic Kingdom, is to do dinner at Be Our Guest. Now obviously with our last minuteness of this trip, we found it really difficult to get a reservation. It's so hard to get in. You do need to hopefully book 180 days in advance to get the day and the time that you want, whether it's for breakfast, lunch or dinner. And we have found that dinner is especially hard, even with the price increase, even with it going to 2 table service credits if you're on that dining plan. It's still really hard to get into, but we checked every day on the My Disney Experience app. We signed up for mouse dining alerts as well, and just hoped that something would come up. And that's the only we were happy not to do it this time, but we did want a special meal on our actual birthday, and we managed to get dining reservations at Be Our Guest on our actual birthday, but we did have to check for weeks. You just have to kind of get lucky, really. So yeah, so we're really excited about that. We will be paying out of pocket because we don't have the dining plan. I don't think that we'd ever get the table service dining plan anyway, because dining, we don't eat that much really anyway, and the portions are really huge. So we tend to pay the extra. Now it has gone up a little bit. It's now a prix fixe menu, so we are getting an extra course than what we would normally order. So it is going to be a little bit more expensive than what we used to, but it is for our very special birthday meal. I think it's now $65 before tax to get that dinner prix fixe menu at Be Our Guest. But let me tell you, if you're a steak fan and you want the steak with the truffle mayonnaise and the chips and everything, it's definitely worth it. It's one of the best steaks I've ever had there. We've been back to Be Our Guest 3 times, and each time we've had a really amazing experience. I know it can really vary when you're looking for advice on dining, because some people have really good experiences, some people less so, and sometimes you go there and you really love it, and then when you return it's not as good, but we've just found it amazing each time, and we're so lucky that we get to experience it on our special day as well. So really looking forward to that one.
One thing we should say as well, that although we booked our hotel and flight package through Virgin Holidays this time, we didn't actually go for their included park passes. They were just coming up quite expensive compared to buying them direct through Disney or elsewhere. We actually managed to find them on Orlando attraction tickets for £366 each for a 2-week pass for Disney, and that includes a park hopper and everything. So yeah, again, just shop around. You don't have to, even if you book in a package, you don't have to book like everything through them. Although Disney did say if we had gone to them with various other prices, that they could have done a price match and we could have still got them through Disney within our package. So, but we just decided to go sort of like separate, and we got them through Orlando attraction tickets, who we've used before for park tickets as well, and never had a problem with them. So we got the hard tickets through, and we linked them straight up to our My Disney Experience accounts, and we are good to go. So there's no going to will call or sort of messing around when you get there. They're already sorted. So I think that's everything. We will be trying to do some vlogging while we were there. So make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button so that we can get those videos somewhere where you can see them. We're also going to be posting on Instagram and Facebook as well, so if you're not yet following us on our social media, head over there now so you don't miss a thing from our next trip. If you have got a trip coming up, please do share it with us. You can leave a comment on the video or head over to our social media and tell us all about it, and if you've got any other questions or anything, we're always happy to answer them as well. Thanks for watching.
Have a magical day.